Oh, we get like a rehash of an episode we saw near the end of original Inuyasha, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Great original material type stuff.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, so hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Inuyasha is episode 187. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Lady
Hello.
We are discussing episode 183 or episode 16 of the final act entitled Hitomiko's Barrier. She's got a barrier.
Hey, you know things about dead priestesses and their barriers and spider webs?
They love them.
Yep. Definitely didn't happen anytime in the most recent past.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we get like we begin the episode and she's remembering playing with other children. They're
They
singing
were
Kagome
doing Kagome
Kagome,
Kagome.
just hanging out, and then Naraku shows up and he's like, I'm gonna kill all these kids.
He just like
Yippee.
drains them of their life and then they fall to the ground as skeletons.
But Hitomiko is fine because she has a barrier, and he's like, oh cool, you got big
Mhm.
spiritual energy.
You got light lots of spiritual energy, kid.
Yeah. Her master shows up and tries to scare Naraku away, but he's like, nah, I'm gonna take you out instead. And then Hitomiko has a spell that makes Naraku go away. And then she all that happens, and she's back in the present now, and just hanging out, and the village is asking for help, and it's like a dude trapped in a spider web, and she's like, oh, I've seen this trick before. And
Blah. Barrier.
then she hears Naraku laughing, and then she faints and dies.
Yep.
It's like, all right, sure. Inuyasha and the gang show up in the same area, and they're like, hey, what's going on around here? And the villagers are like, hey, bad things happened. Our priestess died. That sucks.
She said that she wanted to be beheaded and we didn't do it.
Whoops. And then she just shows up and is like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, oh, there's a bunch of spider webs around you. That's
It's so funny to me
bad.
that, like, in the beginning, it's like only Kagome could see the spider webs, and then they get there and, like, everybody could see these spider webs, including these villagers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, consistency? Hello? No
Well,
consistency.
that's just what happens when you're not home and you walk into some spider webs.
You're right. Leave a message and they'll call you back.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's in the spider webs. They realize Naraku's behind this, of course, because
Of course.
yeah, no. And Yasha tries to attack her, but nothing. He gets swallowed up in some spider webs, and nothing really happens. The boomerang doesn't do anything. Kagome shoots a bell in the spider webs, and somehow that just sucks her into the barrier,
Yeah.
and then they're gone. And no one can break this barrier except a priestess. Good thing no
Hmm.
one here has a barrier breaking ability. That
Right?
is useless.
Right?
Whoops. Kagome and Hitomiko are just in their own little plane of existence. Hitomiko's very confused about why Naraku wants Kagome's powers. And they chit chat with each other, and she's like, you were named Kagome. You should know that name holds power. Kagome's like, huh?
Huh?
She's trapped in like a circle of blood.
Her own blood.
Yeah. Kagome sees Naraku's head just hanging about and fires an arrow at it, but nothing happens. And Hitomiko's like, whoa, she can still move. Anyways, oh, I guess you want the bow, Naraku. I see.
Not this sweet girl.
But you weren't the one who's supposed to have the bow. Whoops.
Whoops.
Hitomiko's like, hey, just give me the bow and I'll let you live. And Naraku's like, no, you must kill her. Kagome's gonna fire another arrow, and she's like, no, don't do it. And then we see a spider on Hitomiko's chest, and Naraku's like, hey, if you shoot the spider, you'll kill her and you'll be free. And Kagome's like, no.
I can't kill somebody.
Hitomiko makes the circle into a fire circle. And now Naraku's like, haha, are you gonna shoot her now to save your life? Haha. But Kagome shoots the little charm thingy that
The little
Hitomiko
bell
has,
thing.
which destroys the spell. and she's able to run out of the room, but eventually gets caught up in spider webs again and fire and everything. Bad things are happening. Inuyasha's outside trying to break in, but he can't because the Red Tetsaiga is useless.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go back inside the barrier, and Kagome's trying to press forward, but then, oh no, she falls through the floor,
Oh
falling
no.
onto spider webs, and now she's in hell. Go to
Yay!
hell.
Go to hell.
Demon Hitomiko's like, you need to know about your name, and she's like strangling her to death.
With demon arms.
Yeah. Then one of the demon arms falls off, and is like, oh, all right. That was bad. And then she remembers back when she was a baby somehow, when she was bald,
Bald.
and a little
She had a
mark,
little bit of hair.
a little mark appeared on her chest, and then she remembers holding her brother, who was not bald but looked like an old man, a balding old man.
It looked like a little old man.
And she's like, ma'am, why did you name me Kagome? And her mom's like, I saw a cool mark on your chest, and that's the Kagome mark. Anyways, that's why.
Now you're Kagome.
Yeah, and then she remembers the very first episode of the series.
Where she gets redubbed.
Yep. And then she also remembers playing Kagome with the youths. And she's like, I hated this game. They would make fun of my name. But then she always would be able to tell who was behind her. And everyone's like, whoa.
I love that she's like, is that my spiritual power? It's like being good at Kagome is your spiritual power?
She's got eyes in the back of her head, clearly.
Uh-huh.
Then she's like, oh, I guess that's my spiritual power. And then she's like, who's behind Hitomiko? It's Naraku. She's like, well, okay, I guess I'll do this. And then she fires an arrow. Until she also sees the mark, the same mark, the Kagome mark on Hitomiko's chest. And she's like, what's that? I should shoot at it. She shoots it, and then Naraku's like, haha, you dummy. And then the arrow disappears before it hits Hitomiko, and then just teleports behind her and shoots Naraku right in the head. And he's like, ah!
Blip.
This sucks!
What the hell?
And then Hitomiko's freed from the spider webs, and they come back into the real world. And everything's all hunky-dory. And then Hitomiko shows up and is like, hey, you're weird. You're a mystery. You got some weird powers. Anyways, you should be good now. All right. I'm dead for reals. And then...
I like that Moroku comes up and is like, she's passed.
Yeah. And Yasha and the gang show up and are like, I think she's dead now. Like, yeah, no duh. She's been
dead all along.
You know.
That was the whole goal, was to free her body.
Mm-hmm. And then the villagers like, yay, good job. And then they're heading off. They're going to go back to Kaede's village. For reasons.
Sure.
And Kagome's thinking about what she learned in this episode.
About what is sealing her powers, and she ends it with like, is it Kikyo? Or perhaps?
Blom blom.
Blum blum.
Yep, that's it. That's this episode.
Yep. Kagome
learns a new power.
She can see behind her now.
She can teleport her arrows behind someone.
I assume that like the power is like seeing the truth or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It was just framed in a really funny way.
I got a couple of notes here.
Hit me.
The episode shows a flashback of Kagome's childhood after seeing flashbacks for other members of her group, including Inuyasha, Moroku, and Sanko. I don't know why that's here. Hitomiko's 15 years before's flashback takes place 35 years after Kikyo's death. Sorry, what?
I would say, okay.
Though it's a flashback, this would be the last time Naraku is seen wearing his baboon pelt to hide his face. This is very written.
Very written.
Hitomiko have claws under Naraku's control is similar to Kagome, with Dokuso under Menomaru's and Inuyasha the movie affection touching across time. Which was...
Of all the sentences, that sure is one of them.
The second movie.
Okay, so basically they both get claws under the control of a demon.
I'm glad you figured that out more than I did. I was just like, sure, those are words.
I think that's what they're saying. That seems accurate to
It makes
me.
sense to me. I'll believe it.
All right.
That's going to do it for us this week. Next time, we'll be discussing episode 184 entitled Magasuhi's Evil Will. Sesshomaru is going to fight this dude who's apparently just the evil portion of the Shikon jewel. Whatever.
Whatever.
And then Sesshomaru's going to get beat up a little bit.
Can't lose his arm though, or else he won't be able to fight anymore. Whoa.
So yeah, that's going to do it for us this time. If you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. You'll find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. Follow us on Blue Sky, seasonalanimecheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, a critical analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And get support on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA.
Mm-hmm.
So join us next time as Sesshomaru fights